Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Good evening, and welcome back to Wellness Wednesdays. What do you need?
Huh?
What do you need?
Nothing. We were just coming to check on you.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Say hi, Emma. Hi.
All right, go head out.
Okay, let's go. See you later.
So, that is exactly on theme with what we're going to talk about today in Wellness Wednesdays. Definitely had a plan for what we were going to cover today. I'm going to change the plans because my brother came into town. He is here from North Carolina, so my nephews are here. To friends and people over at my mom's today, so there's a lot going on. But I didn't want to skip out today on Wellness Wednesdays because there are a couple things that I wanted to talk about in terms of your overall wellness as a mother and as a woman, and really with us being in a new month, being in June. I think it's a really great time to set your intentions on what you'd like to be doing and how you'd like to be spending your time. So, for those of y'all who are not familiar with me yet, since we've only done a few of these Wellness Wednesdays, I am Brittany Elliott. I am a self-care and mom life management coach. I help working moms feel vibrant, empowered, and fulfilled through self-care that improves their overall wellness. And I focus on group coaching that allows women to transform their approach to motherhood so they can ditch burnout and thrive in motherhood. And I really focus on changing the narrative of motherhood, not just the societal pressures and the things that we feel as mothers, but our internal narrative and what we tell ourselves as women and how we should show up as mothers. And so, with that being said, one thing that happened today, this morning, when I was driving to work is, and this is normal with summer, is no matter which route I was trying to take to work this morning, there were detours. There's construction. I had to take all these alternate routes to get to work. And leading up to this week, every day I had been running late, but today I left much earlier just to try to make sure I was going to get on the right road that was going to be open to make my way into work. But while I was driving and thinking about those detours, I thought about how detours really do apply to life overall, and why it's so important to know not just where you're going, but also where you're starting so that you can truly develop your path to getting to that end destination. Because there are going to be some detours due to roadblocks and unplanned and unforeseen circumstances in your life that could potentially derail you or just make you late to your destination. But you truly have to know where it is you are trying to go so that you can map out your routes and you know your alternate routes. There are a lot of different avenues, different ways that you can build a business. There are a lot of different approaches that you can have to motherhood. There are a lot of, different paths you can take when it comes to furthering your education. There are a lot of different paths to getting the type of relationship that you want to have. So when you're thinking about your goals and being intentional with your goals, make sure that you truly can see and really are in a good position to get to where you are going, and also have a full understanding of where you are starting. With the literal example of work, going to and from work, today I left work and I came to my mother's house instead of going home. So knowing that I was going to my mother's house instead of home, I took a different route. So we really need to always be mindful of that, and not just with our long-term goals, but how can you be mindful of that on a daily basis? And this circles back to self-care and the conversations that we've been having about protecting your well-being, protecting your health, and protecting your happiness. Because when you know that you want to have a day that makes you feel vibrant, or you want to have a restful day, or you want to have a day that is productive without draining you of everything that you have to offer, when you know that that is the end destination, and you know where you are when you wake up in the morning, whether you feel groggy or maybe you are energized in the morning because you had a really good night's sleep, all of that really sets the tone for the route that you end up taking to or throughout your day. What are you doing, Laylee? We even have a dog here visiting today. Here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ooh, come on, come on, come on. Okay. Can you take her out?
Yeah.
Is she too happy? You have her?
Yeah, I got her.
You got her? You sure? Don't drop her. She's wiggly. Okay, set her down nice. Did she scratch you?
Yeah.
You okay? Okay. So things like that. So remember, there are going to be detours. There are going to be roadblocks in your life. And so it's very important to be clear about the path you are going to take, the alternate routes to get there, just in case there are detours and there are roadblocks, and to really know in your heart, know for sure that that is the destination for you. I knew when I woke up this morning, I left my house, that I was going to work. That was my only destination. That was the only thing that I was focused on, was getting to work. So what is that destination for you? What is that the end goal that you are trying to do? And make it concrete so that you know where you're going. That way, when you're making decisions, you know, will this decision get me there, or will this decision not get me there? And when you're confused and you have to lean on other people or reach out for counsel about that, you can clearly state to people where you are trying to go, where you are lost, how you got lost, and to get the help and support that you need to get back on track. So remember that in your life and your planning. And with that, it's also very important to know and understand exactly where you are. And reflection is very, very important for that. And one way that we actively reflect on where we are is through journaling. And journaling came up this week, which is interesting. I had already been geared up to talk about journaling on Wellness Wednesday, but effective journaling and how to make it impactful. But then this week, I also had a guest on my podcast, and she was talking about journaling, and she has a gratitude journal that she sells. And it's very similar to the daily journal that I offer through my program, and it's also available on Amazon. So you can check that out at back2and5.com/journals. But really just it was helping her to slow down and to reflect on how she feels every day, writing down one thing that she learned for the day, writing one thing that she's grateful for every day, and a goal for each day. So when you journal, don't think of it in a way, or let me back up. I was listening to a podcast from a male podcaster, and he was talking about, journaling, and he was not familiar with journaling. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming. Excuse me. And I may have talked about this before, that he thought that it was a just a way, like almost like gossip, just a way to just recount maybe what happened throughout the day. And then he learned, wow, journaling is actually a great way to reflect and set goals and be intentional when you're writing. And for me, I felt like that was common knowledge to know that that's what happens when you're journaling. But he did not feel that way. So, for those of you who may not actually know the importance and the value of journaling, it does help you slow down and take a step back and write down what you appreciate, write down what you're struggling with, write down how you feel, write down where your goals are, and to really be prompted to look inward and show gratitude and show appreciation, but really put pen to paper on the things you value and the things that you want out of your life, and even be able to reflect on your shortcomings and to be able to reflect on the things that you um, are really good at. And journaling is very, very important and helpful to impact your emotional wellness. And emotional wellness is your ability to experience, manage, and express your feelings appropriately. And we talked about this many weeks ago, but really with your self-care routine, you should have an overall wellness approach is what I call it, but really focus on 5 wellness pillars. So focus on social wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, emotional wellness, and intellectual wellness. All of those really work together to help us feel the most whole as mothers and as women. And so emotional wellness is a big part of that. And I feel that, especially as Black women, a lot of times we have been suppressed, and our voice has been suppressed, and we haven't been allowed to feel the things or emote in the way that we like, because sometimes it's not received well, or a lot of times we are just ignored. And so having a safe space that you create for yourself through journaling to really talk about how you feel and be open about your feelings is very important. And it can also help relieve your overwhelm. It helps to relieve your burnout, and it helps to encourage gratitude and appreciation in your life. And that is very important. That's a really good recipe for a happy life, for a life where you feel very inspired to live it, and a life where you can really truly be intentional. And when I say intentional, I mean for you to show up and do the things that you want to do because those are the things that you want to do them, and to actively be pursuing your goals. And so the next time you journal, I'm pulling up my prompts here. First, I'm going to put this journal link in. The copy and paste wasn't working. So, best practice is to journal in the morning when you first wake up and in the evening, right with your bedtime routine or right before you go to bed, which is just a nice recap of the day. And I also highly recommend that when you do keep a journal that you go through periodically, whether it's quarterly, mid-year, or once a year, to read back through the writings of your past self, to really gauge how you're speaking to yourself, whether it was kind or unkind, and if you've been staying on track with your goals. And so here are some journal prompts for you to take into the rest of the week. These are the ones for the morning. Today I am feeling Today I am going to Today I am looking forward to, and then write down an affirmation for yourself. So today, for me, my morning journal session was today I am feeling rested because I actually went to bed around 8 o'clock last night after having a tired few days. And today I'm going to was to really knock out some high priority items I've been working on at work. Things have been really busy at work, and I'm also writing a book. Well, just finished writing a book, so I'm in the editing process. I have all the words written, but now I have to go back and edit. So I'm in that process. So my time was really split. My focus was split. So now that I've accomplished one goal, now I can really focus on how my days are going to go and what projects I need to focus on. So my thing was today, I'm going to focus on this action item at work, which we are creating a new handbook for work, and I've been really involved on that project, and we are rolling it out July 1st with the new fiscal year. So really getting that cleaned up has been a high priority item. How y'all doing? Welcome to Wellness Wednesdays. We're talking all about journaling. I'm dropping some journaling prompts for y'all to take throughout the rest of your week in the chat. Today I was looking forward to this, to coming back to Wellness Wednesdays. Wellness Wednesday schedule is changing just slightly to bi-weekly, so I'll be coming on every other week because it was just a little tough to keep up with once a week. And then plus with summertime coming, I do want y'all to have your evening time back with your families and to have that time for yourself, being that the sun is out later. I really do like encouraging spending time in nature. It's really good spiritual wellness activity. It's good for your emotional wellness, physical wellness. It's really good for your overall wellness. All 5 pillars, very important there. So I always want you to be able to leave after our Wednesday meetup and be able to implement some of this. And my affirmation has been, for all year, I've had the same affirmation, and my affirmation for the year, or my mantra for the year, has been to make my effort match my ambition. So any goals that I've set, anything that I say that I'm going to do or that I want to do, I'm being very intentional about making sure that the steps I'm taking and the effort that I'm putting in is in alignment with that ambition that I have. And if I can't make an effort that's in alignment with a goal, then I've been deciding maybe that's not the goal for me right now, and I remove it from my list. Not because the goal may be too hard or too difficult to achieve, but sometimes things aren't just sitting right with you in the right season. And so I've learned over time, don't fight the season. A goal that you had is not an idea that you are going to forget, right? It just may not be the right time for it. So for me, whatever activities, or whatever tasks that I do that are energizing me, I want to do those. And I want to be energized and focused, with those tasks that will lead me there. And one of those things, especially for the first half of this year, well, it really wasn't for the first half of this year, but I said at the beginning of the year that I wanted to write a book. Actually, I've been saying this for my whole life and finally started to write it maybe in March. And so my goal was to get it done, get all my writing done throughout the summer, and hopefully get everything together to publish in 2025. But it was very loose. I just knew that because I wanted to write a book, writers write. So I needed every day to make sure I was writing a specific word count. And so I met my word. I had a loose word count gap, a goal of about 50,000 words. And I met that word count goal prior to even writing my conclusion of my book. So that was one thing that was really good. So I just have to keep that going if that's the goal, if that's my ambition to write a book, then keep going with the effort. And so that's how I've been measuring things lately. Morning journaling prompts. And these are not written perfectly at all. These are just thrown in here in the chat so that you can copy and paste. The daily journal that I offer at that link has these exact prompts. So if you want to get the actual book, the actual journal that this is associated with, definitely grab that. And then here's some evening journaling prompts. Today I have, and that can be today I have done, today I have accomplished, today I have felt. I am grateful for. So after everything is said and done in the day, what have you been grateful for the most? The next prompt is I go to bed feeling. And this is a really powerful question when you're asking yourself, how are you about to go to bed? Are you going into your rest time, your sleep time, feeling any anxiety or worry? Do you have any concerns? Are you feeling any pain, stress? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling accomplished? Are you feeling motivated? Understanding how you are falling asleep, and then in the morning, understanding how you're waking up. Over time, when you go and you look back and you are reading through your journal and really looking for trends in your behavior and trends in your success via journaling, it's very important to do that look back. So when you journal, don't think of it as a one and done thing. You journal today so that in 6 months from now, you can look back on trends of this week and say, okay, that week in June, when I took on so many more responsibilities and duties and tasks and was helping everybody, I was very stressed. So I know I was stressed from this, so I'm not going to do that. So that's helpful too. And then when you were successful in accomplishing things, or you were having a restful week, or everything was really calm at home and not chaotic, you'll have that logged and be able to replicate that. The thing is, we're trying to do things on a daily basis now that help us live the life that we are trying to live on a daily basis, but it may not be the life that the way it looks like now. You are working toward it for the future. So use the lessons of your life that you're learning right now. Journaling is a great way to document them, so that they are not forgotten, so that you can really rely on your past self, really your current self, to shape the future you. Because I truly believe where you are today is really a culmination of many decisions that were made over the past year, and the year before that, and the year before that. But things can change so much in a year, or they can change, or they can stay the same. And that's all dependent on how active you are in your life, how actively you live your life. So I'm grateful for, I go to bed feeling. And then the last prompt for the evening is tomorrow I wish to. So whatever it is that you're hoping to do tomorrow, whether it's an accomplishment, a task on your list that you'd like to check off, if there's a calmness that you want to have, if you want to have more patience, you would put that there. Now, this is something, if you don't have a physical journal right now, it is something that you can put in your phone. You can use your notes app, or you can download a journal app and put these prompts in there to have your reflection time. So when you're doing this daily, I think it's also important to reflect at the end of each week. So to do a weekly check-in with yourself and to really ask yourself, what are, the top 3 to 5 things that I did this week? I'm trying to make this bigger. I'm going to do this like this. Okay. Top 3 to 5 things you've done this week. How you felt overall. And in the journal, I denote that by different emoji faces, but you can just write out how you felt overall. Like overall, did you have an overwhelming week? Did you feel productive? Did you feel happy and excited and motivated? Just overall how you felt. Did you feel depressed? A word wheel is very, very helpful in times of this because maybe you thought you felt sad, but really you were disappointed because things didn't go your way when you tried to do said thing. You can map out what you want to do for the next week, what you want to feel, talk about what you accomplished in this week, what was the best thing about your week, what was the worst thing about your week, how you would rank your week from like a 1 to 5 or a 1 to 10, and then your most rewarding interaction that you had in that week. And your interactions are very important to your social wellness. And I know I'm talking a lot about wellness points, but your wellness pillars are very, very important. It's really important to know where you are with each of those wellness pillars, with your physical wellness, spiritual wellness, emotional wellness, intellectual wellness, and did I say social wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, emotional wellness, and intellectual wellness? It's very important to know where you are with those. And if you're unsure, make sure you take the overall wellness quiz. It's a free quiz. Get back to you in 5. No. One at a time in the bathroom. Shut the door. Hang on 1 second. You okay? It was another detour. A detour with a baby. You can't go out. You can't go down without me. Everyone, hang on 2 seconds. Let me deliver him back. Mwah! You gotta go back downstairs.
Bristol don't want that they are missing out on.
Bristol, finish doing what you're doing. Emma will meet you in the playroom.
What is it? Yeah, I'll be at the table.
Stay down here, bud. Okay. All right. The detours are detouring today. There's an 18-month-old in here, a 9-year-old, and a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, maybe 2 7-year-olds, 3 dogs, a lot of adults. It's a lot going on. So where did I leave off? Oh, you can access the free overall wellness quiz. It really helps you reflect and see where you are with each wellness point at backto5.com/quiz. And that's important because when you're building out your self-care routine, if you don't put the right activities in, the activities that you might think, oh, I'm going to focus on my physical wellness, I'm going to develop this workout routine. When really it's your emotional wellness that's mostly depleted and you need to be journaling, then it's going to feel like a big burden. Mwah. I know, what was that? We don't even do that. I was trying to go for your cheek. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Ah. Oh my gosh. Then your self-care routine essentially wouldn't be working because you're doing an activity that doesn't necessarily impact the wellness point that needs the boost the most. So the wellness quiz is very important for helping you decipher that. And what was the final thing that I wanted to wrap with before we get one more disturbance? I talked about the media things. So, really, remember when we started, we talked about detours. So, understand that you're going to come in contact with detours. You're going to come in contact with roadblocks in your life. It's going to happen. There are going to be a lot of things that could potentially stand between you and your goals. Some days you drive to work and there's traffic. Other days you drive to work and it's a very simple, stress-free drive. And that's how things are going to go in life when we're going toward our goals. I know there's a lot of people here who are joining in who are entrepreneurs. Some days in entrepreneurship, we're having an easy time, everything's flowing, and you're like, I know exactly why I chose to do this. And then other times you're like, oh my gosh, I don't recommend this. And that is just the ebbs and flow of life. So remember, what's most important is understanding where you are and knowing exactly where you're going and having clarity about both of those things so that you can map the route, but then also so that you know what are my alternate routes? What are my detours? Detour doesn't mean I'm not going to get there. I'm going to get there. It might be a little bit longer. It may be a little bit of a muddier road. Doesn't matter. Maybe there may be a lot of people on this path with me as I go there. Doesn't matter. No industry, nothing is ever too oversaturated, especially to me. I don't think that when I go to the store, any store, there might be 8 million brands of shirts there, 8 million brands of shoes there, and all these brands are still rocking. So don't ever worry about that. So remember, prepare as best you can for detours. And the way you do that is to know where you are, have clarity on where you are, have clarity on where you're going, so that you can map out all of the possible routes. And when you don't know the route to go, you can follow the detour signs. So thank y'all so much for being on with us today for Wellness Wednesday. I will see y'all again on Juneteenth. So I'll see you then. If you're trying to connect with me, you can catch me on Instagram at Backteam5. Same with Facebook and on LinkedIn. I am Brittany Elliott. Y'all have a great evening. Go outside and soak up some more of this sunshine, and we'll talk soon.